Welcome everyone. Before we do anything else, just take one breath with me. In and out. Good. Now, let me tell you a story because I think it will change the way you look at tonight's date. Thousands of years ago, long before telescopes, before clocks, before the world Monday existed, ancient astronomers in Babylon and Egypt looked up and noticed something strange. Almost every point of light in the night sky stayed exactly where it was, night after night, year after year, fixed, predictable. But 7 of them did not. 7 lights wandered. They moved against the backdrop of the fixed stars in paths nobody could quite predict without watching for years. The Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. The 7 wanderers. And here is the part that always gets me. Those ancient sky watchers were so struck by these 7 moving lights that they built an entire structure around them. They gave each one a day, and that structure never left us. It is why you have a Sunday, a Moon Day, a Saturn Day. Every single week of your life, for your entire life, you have been walking through a calendar shaped by the number 7, and most of us never even noticed. So, when I tell you that July 7th, the 7/7, is considered one of the more important dates on the spiritual calendar, I'm not asking you to believe in something invented last week on the internet. I'm asking you to notice something humanity has been quietly circling for thousands of years. The number 7 shows up in your 7 chakras, the 7 notes in a musical scale, the 7 colors bending out of white light in a prism. 7 days it took in more than one creation story for the world to be called finished. Pythagoras, one of the first people in the Western world to treat mathematics as sacred, called 7 the perfect number because it is the triangle. 3, the number of spirit, fused with the square 4, the number of matter. Spirit and matter meeting. That is what 7 has always meant. And even modern psychology has its own quiet knot to it. There is a famous, almost eerie finding that the average human mind can hold about 7 pieces of information at once before it starts dropping them. 7 keeps showing up wherever human beings try to describe the edge of what they can hold. So what happens when the date itself doubles that number, the 7th day of the 7th month? Now, here is where I want to be honest with you, because lyrical doesn't mean vague. I never want to hand you a pretty phrase you can't actually use. The 7/7 portal is not generally a fireworks night. It is not the kind of gate you associate with big external beings landing in your lap. It is described again and again across traditions as something quieter, a kind of click, a door that opens not outward into the world, but inward into you. Not watch things suddenly change, but notice what you're finally ready to see. And this year, the sky is backing that up in a very specific way. Tonight, the moon sits exactly at its third quarter, the precise half moon of its waning phase. That is the point in the entire 28-day cycle where the moon has given everything it had to give, and it starts the walk back towards darkness, back towards the rest. Astronomically, this is the release point of the month, the point every single lunar cycle reserves for letting go. And on this exact same day, Neptune, the planet tied to dreams, intuition, imagination, and yes, illusion, stations retrograde. Think of Neptune like a radio that has been playing slightly out of tune for months. Tonight it pauses. And in that pause, you get a rare chance to hear the difference between the station that is actually broadcasting something true and the static you had convinced yourself was music. Layer on top of that, when you add up the full date, the 2026, it reduces in numerology to a 6. The 6 is the number of the caretaker, of home, of love that shows up in small practical acts. A meal made, a hand held, a truth spoken gently. So this is not a night for chasing something bigger, shinier or louder than you already have. It is a night for releasing what you have outgrown, telling the truth from the wishful story, and bringing whatever you find quietly home into how you love the people already in your life, including yourself. By the end of next 25 minutes, here is what I want you to walk away with. One thing named and released. One truth you can trust a little more than you did an hour ago. And a body that feels like it has exhaled for the first time in weeks. That is it. That is the whole invitation. So, find your seat now. You don't need candles. You don't need the right crystal. Though, if you have got an amethyst, a clear quartz, or a moonstone nearby, place it in your lap or right beside you. We will be working exactly that kind of energy tonight. What you do need is about 25 minutes, a spine you're willing to sit up straight in, and a little honesty. Let us begin. Alright, let us arrive in the body first, because no doorway opens for a mind that is still standing in yesterday. If you are on the floor, cross your legs comfortably in front of you, and if your knees are lifted way up off the ground, slide a cushion or a folded blanket under your seat until your hips feel just slightly higher than your knees. If you are in a chair, plant both feet flat on the ground, hip width apart, like you are a tree deciding to grow roots right here. Either way, place your hands face up on your knees and gently touch the tip of your thumb to the tip of your index finger on each hand. That is called Gyan Mudra. It is simply a way of closing a small circuit in the body, a signal to the nervous system that says, we are not reaching for anything right now, we are receiving. Now, lengthen your spine. Imagine there is a soft golden thread attached to the very crown of your head, and someone gently, without any rush, is drawing it upward. So each vertebra stacks a little more easily on the one below it. Let your shoulders fall down and back like two books sliding off a shelf. Soften your jaw. You can let your eyes close, or if that is not comfortable tonight, just lower your gaze to spot on the floor a few feet in front of you, unfocused and soft. Take a breath in through your nose. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it gently for 2. 1, 2. And now exhale through your mouth for a slow count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like you're fogging up a cold window, but slower, smoother. Do it once more. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale through mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once more. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Let your breath return to its own natural rhythm now. You don't have to control it anymore. Just notice it, like watching waves come in without trying to direct them. Bring your attention down into your body. Notice your sit bones against the cushion or the chair. Notice the weight of your hands on your knees. Notice your feet, whether they are crossed beneath you or flat on the floor. And imagine, just for a moment, that thin roots are growing out from the soles of your feet, down to the floor, down to the foundation of the building you are in, down into the earth itself. You don't need to do anything with this. Just let it be true for a second. You are held. You're not floating loose tonight. You are anchored. And it is from that anchor that we can go inward. Now, I want to tell you a small story before we go further, because I think it will make more sense of what we are about to do than any instruction could. There is an old teaching story about a scholar who traveled a long way to visit a wise teacher, hoping to be taught everything the teacher knew. The teacher welcomed him warmly and offered him tea. As he poured, the cup filled to the brim, and the teacher kept pouring. They spilled over the sides, onto the table, onto the floor. The scholar finally cried out, "Stop! It is full. Can't you see it's overflowing?" And the teacher simply set the pot down and said, "Just like this cup, you have come to me, already full of your own opinions, your own certainty, your own version of how things are. How can I show you anything new until you are willing to empty some of that out first?" That is what the mating moon does every month without fail. It is exactly what tonight is asking of you. Not add something new. Empty the cup first. So here is what we are going to do. I'm going to walk you toward a threshold, a doorway, and it will take exactly 7 steps to reach it. With each step, we are going to set one thing down. Not force it away, not fight it. Just set it down the way you would set down a heavy bag you have been carrying, so you can finally shake out your hand. Step 1. Breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, let your jaw unclench. Let your shoulders drop another inch and set down any physical tension you're gripping right now. The pressure of the day still sitting in your neck, your back, your hands. Step 2. Breathe in again, and on the exhale, set down the mental noise, the to-do list still running quietly in the background, the conversation you keep replaying. Just for these next 20 minutes, it can wait. It will still be there. Set it down. Step 3. Inhale and exhale, releasing any heaviness you have been carrying emotionally this week. Sadness, frustration, worry you have been holding in your chest like a stone in your pocket. Let this exhale be a little longer, a little rounder. Set the stone down. Step 4. This one is a little harder. Inhale, and as you exhale, release an old label, a version of yourself someone else handed you once, or one you built yourself that no longer actually fits who you are now. Maybe it is the responsible one, or the one who doesn't need help, or something quieter than that. You don't have to name it out loud, just feel it loosen. Step 5. Inhale and exhale out any fear of what happens next, of the unknown chapter waiting on the other side of whatever you're walking away from. Fear loves to disguise itself as caution. Tonight, just for a moment, set it down anyway. Step 6. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, let go of something that is genuinely, quietly finished. A chapter, a relationship, a version of a plan, a way of relating to someone that has already completed its purpose, even if you have not said goodbye to it out loud yet. Step 7. One more breath. And as you exhale this final time, you arrive standing cup empty right at the threshold. Now, in your mind's eye, picture this doorway, however it wants to appear to you. It might be an old wooden door, an archway of light, a gap between two trees, anything. There's no wrong image, above it or around it. Notice the number 7 appearing twice, like 2 lanterns marking the frame. Bring your attention now to the space right between your eyebrows, about half an inch back into your skull. This is your third eye, your seat of inner sight, of discernment, of the part of you that can tell true knowing from a nice sounding story. Imagine right there a small point of indigo light, like a single low flame, steady, not flickering. If you have an amethyst nearby, you can imagine it glowing that same deep violet blue. Or if you're holding it, just feel its coolness in your palm. And at the very crown of your head, imagine something opening, like a skylight in the roof of an attic room, one that has been painted shut for a long time, finally cracking open to let in early morning light. This is Neptune's gift tonight, when it is willing to pause its static, a clearer signal if you are willing to listen for it. So here, standing at the threshold, cup empty, crown open, I want you to silently ask yourself one simple, honest question. What is actually true here? Not what I wish were true, not what would be easiest, but what do I actually know underneath all the noise. Don't reach for an answer. Just ask the question and then go quiet. Let whatever wants to surface. There's no wrong answer. There might be no answer at all tonight, and that is alright too. Sometimes the asking is the whole medicine. Whatever came or did not came, thank it. You don't have to understand it yet. Now, bring one hand to rest gently on your heart. Feel it rise and fall under your palm. This year, remember, the energy beneath tonight's number is not asking you to keep this insight to yourself, locked away like a private trophy. It is asking you to bring it home into how you love the people already in your life, into the small, practical, caretaking gestures that make a house feel like a home. So silently, right now, dedicate whatever you released and whatever you noticed tonight to someone you love. Could be a partner, a parent, a friend, or simply the person you are becoming. You're not separate from any of this, by the way. You're not just a visitor standing outside a portal, watching lightning crack somewhere far off in the sky. You are the lightning rod in the garden, the one built to take something vast and wild and unownable and root it safely into the soil where it can actually grow into something. That is what you just did. That is what a threshold is for. Now, slowly, gently begin to come back. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll your shoulders in one slow circle. Take one more breath. In for 4 and out. This time just naturally, however long it wants to be. When you're ready, no rush. Let your eyes open. Blink a few times. Notice the room around you again. The light, the sounds, the ground beneath you. You crossed a threshold tonight. 7 steps in, an empty cup, one honest question, and a hand on your heart. Carry that quietly into the rest of your week. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to explain it. Just live from it. Thank you for sitting with me tonight. I will see you at the next one.